Okay, so first things first, the area that I live in now, we don't have really good access to oxtail. So I ran up on these so accidentally, and they're super big, which is not what you want for Jamaican oxtail, but you got to do what you got to do. So we're trimming the fat off of these pieces of oxtail because oxtail gets really super fatty. And then we clean it. You know how we do West Indies, Black Americans, that kind of thing. Clean it with some vinegar and some lime and stuff. And then now we're going to add some seasonings. We really want just dry seasonings now because we want to add some crisp on the exterior of these pieces of oxtail. So first thing we're going to do is that is some bacon fat that's in there now. So we're going to add some of the pieces of oxtail to render out more fat, and then that's what we're left with. I like to keep my excess fat. I like to use it in various dishes, so I strain it off and then store it in the refrigerator thereafter. You can do whatever you want with those pieces, some chicharron type of thing, or throw it out, whatever you want to do. Anyway, time for the fresh seasonings. So we get some onion, chop it up relatively fine, kind of a medium dice. And we got some other fresh seasonings we're going to add in here, scallions and garlic and that kind of thing. But the idea here is you want to have a real nice bouquet of the aromatic seasonings that Jamaicans really love to use. With the garlic, you crush them up to release some of that, and then chop them up, add them to the bowl. These are pimento peppers. I'm not sure what they're called in other cultures or anything like that, and I only really find them in like places where you got a lot of West Indians. So I'm not sure where you guys can find them, but it's optional anyway. These are sweet peppers, also optional. Ginger, also optional. But a lot of these flavors marry together really well. So I'm using a microplane, getting that ginger in there, mixing everything up. I'm going to add some tomatoes in here too, so I don't have to use much ketchup, which is something that we definitely like to put in oxtail as well. Jamaicans, I mean. So that's what we're looking like with all the cut up vegetation. Now it's time to darken and add some fond to the bottom of that pot. So in the oil that's in there, this is some of that bacon fat and that rendered oxtail fat. We're gonna char up the piece of oxtail, and this is what you're kind of looking for on each side of each piece of oxtail. Normally, like I said, these pieces would be much smaller, and you'd have more of them to do, so you have to do them in batches. But the one good thing about this is that all the pieces fit into the pot. I usually would be cooking way more oxtail than this, but it is what it is. So you see the fond that's left there, we add some brown sugar. We're going to do our own browning, basically. So instead of adding browning to the pot, we're going to darken the brown sugar, and then from there, this is the green seasoning. Y'all know how it is. There's a video for that in the description and on my channel. And then we add half of the vegetables that we cut up, and the moisture in those vegetables, we're going to use that to deglaze the bottom of the pot. And from then on, we're just going to basically dump everything back in with some water and let that braise for a while.
Your attitude funny, asking what happened to you. Lord forgive him, he got them dark forces in him, but he also got a righteous cause for sending them a murder me. So I gotta murder them first. Emergency, doctors performing procedures. Jesus, I ain't trying to be facetious, but vengeance is mine, said the Lord. You said it better than all. Leave niggas on death's door, breathing off respirators for killing my best ball. Haters on permanent high, haters as I skate in the Maybach Benz. Fly this annihilation, bumping brown sugar by D'Angelo in Los Angeles, like an evangelist. I can introduce you to your maker, bring you close.
Another staple for these kind of dishes, stews, you'd find this in curries and things like that from Jamaica. We make spinners, which is basically these cylindrical, almost with tapered ends dumpling. So if you know how to make dumplings, it's just basically flour, some salt, and some water. You knead that up and you let it sit just for a little bit. Let some of the gluten develop. And then when we're ready for it, we're going to break them into little pieces and we're going to rub them between our hands. You'll see.
Spread love to all of my dead bugs. I pour out a little Louis to a head above. Yes, sir. And when I perish, the meek shall inherit the earth. Till that time it's on and popping. Church, like Don Bishop.
Okay, so here I have rinsed some butter beans in the can, added them to the rest of the vegetables that we're going to put in there. And toward the end of the cook, that's when I'm going to put everything in there. The fresh seasonings, the dumplings, the butter beans. So here's how we looking right now at this stage in the cook. Right now I'm checking for the tenderness, and it's tender enough that you could eat it, but it's not tender enough for what we want for this dish. So we're gonna add the chicken stock or beef stock, whatever you got, preferably homemade, of course, back to the pot, and we're gonna let this cook a little bit more. Here we go with the dumpling. So you pinch off about an inch size piece of dough, or however big you want it. It's really up to you. And then you're gonna rub it like this between your palms until you get something tapered. And you just do that until the dough is finished. Everything is, you can do circles, large circles, really small balls, whatever you want, really. It's your world. I usually make a little bit of them like the small balls because my little brother has a hard time eating, chewing, that kind of thing. So they're smaller, softer, easier to deal with. Anyway, everything back into the pot, and this is about the last 15 to 20, 25 minutes of the process, basically, because you want some fresh flavor. So that's why we split the vegetation in half. And here we go.
I feel like you loving me less these days. Yeah. What love? You see. So you niggas change your attitude for they asking what happened to you.
Okay, it's plating time. You can do whatever you want, but in my house, we definitely prefer with rice and peas. I got that rice and peas video on the channel already, so you can go check that out. And then you serve up what you want. This same batch of oxtail I'm going to separate for another video that I'm doing, oxtail fried rice. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. That one's probably going to be in a couple weeks. Yeah, going to be fantastic. But look at this. Oh, luscious. Look at that. Wow. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. It's your world, baby. Oh, give me that.
Being good Catholics, I'm coming. See.